We thought she would take her family away from the vicinity of our rather strange household. But next morning, on coming out of my room, I found two young owlets standing on the wall just outside the door. I ran to tell grandfather, and when we came back, we found the mother sitting on the bird bath 10 yards away. She was evidently feeling sorry for her behavior the previous day because she greeted us with a soft "Woo." Now there's an unselfish mother for you, said grandfather. It's obvious she'd like them to have a good home, and they're probably getting a bit too big for her to manage. So the two owlets became regular members of our household, and strangely enough, they were among the few pets that grandmother took a liking to. She objected to all snakes, most monkeys, and some crows, but she took quite a fancy to the owls and frequently fed them on spaghetti. They seemed quite fond of spaghetti. In fact, the owls became so attached to grandmother that they began to show affection towards anyone in a petticoat, including Aunt Mabel, who was terrified of them. She would run every time, shirking from the room every time one of the birds sidled up to her in a friendly manner. Forgetful of the fact that grandfather and I had reared them, the owls would sometimes swell their feathers and snap anyone in trousers. To avoid displeasing them, grandfather wore a petticoat at feeding time and I settled for an apron. In response to grandmother's voice, the owlets would make sounds as gentle as soothing and purring of a cat. But when wild owls were around, ours would rend the night with bird-curdling shrieks. Their nightly occupation was catching beetles, with the kitchen quarters were infested at the time. With their sharp eyes and powerful beaks, they were excellent pest destroyers. The owls loved to sit and splash in a shallow dish, especially if cold water was poured over from a jug at the same time. They would get thoroughly wet to jump out on a perch, shake themselves, and return for some second splash and sometimes a third.